People of the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People7 on Twitter and YouTube, people elsewhere on the internet. My blog is at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com. My soaps, Purple Butterfly soaps, could be located at people.etsy.com. And my t-shirt designs, purplebutterfly-people.tmail.com. And this is the Bentonite clay soap, almond scent with raspberry pink, mica red, Kelly green, and then bentonite, which gives a paler scent of green. And it was supposed to be a swirl, and the red just kind of like took completely over, which is fine. But I decided to make a new version of it with just red mica and the bentonite clay as a base and no other colors. And I did use rose gold as a sprinkle in an accent type. So yeah, I was having an issue getting that getting it out the mold, and I just decided to loosen up the bolts, which actually worked. And now I gotta tighten it back up so that way I don't accidentally, lose control of the sides go here, this goes there. We don't want this part popping off of there, and so forth and so on. So, well, a piece of wood popped off right there. I don't think that was part of the finished thing. It just happens to be random popped off. Yeah. Apparently it had a piece of glue that was right there that lifted up. But I'll fix that later. In the meantime, I'm going to cut open this soap. And while the lighting is working, or this camera is working with the lighting the way it is, I figure go ahead and do that. The scent this time is Kiss and Tell. So we can see what needs to be seen. Hopefully everything's on camera. And if not, well, guess what? Can't be repeated because basically I'm live with a camera that's not acting right. I was real curious as to whether or not this swirl would show up, because I only use one color, and the bentonite clay naturally is a shade of green, but because of the high pH environment, it can be any other color from green to just beige like the soap itself. So yeah, and I did a drop swirl, and the batter was very, very loose. It was like it barely reached trace. So I'm just going to go ahead and line it up and see what I get. But nope, first I'm going to turn that around, so that way the flat edge is next to the guide, and the fluffy part where the top was isn't. Yeah. Now here we go. Oh. Well, it definitely was set up. Well, I got it very close to lined up, and that means the very edge was basically a sliver. Let me get out a curing sheet so I have some place to put that. Well, the bentonite didn't show up, but the swirl did this time. Yeah. I'm going to move the camera this way. So you'll probably see a lot of the glare from my glasses, but wow, isn't that gorgeous? So at least it didn't show up green this time, and the red didn't take over this time. What I have now is a very pretty swirl with the scent Kiss and Tell, otherwise known as bombshell, or a duper bombshell, which is a Victoria's Secret scent. Except for this isn't Victoria's Secret, it's just very, very close. That came out very, very pretty. Yes. So I'm going to have to remember, to just use one color for the swirl, instead of trying to get the same thing with several colors, because that worked out very well. In fact, I think I'll put it in my notes so that way I can just go ahead and get the same treatment. Now at the top here I can see where the bentonite clay has made a slight discoloration, like when you have the vanilla soap and the coffee soaps. It's a different color after being exposed to light. It might darken up or lighten up, whatever, because that's the nature of those types of issues. Like right there you have where the mica was sprinkled and then mixed in, and then you have where the swirl actually was. Smells amazing. But seeing how that came from a very, very light trace, and my whole concern at that point in time was, hey, was it a false trace? Did it set up? So forth and so on. I'm just happy to know it showed up as a solid soap. Yeah. Just gonna put that right there for now. It's still a little soft, but yeah. It's now 60 degrees in the city of Cincinnati, even though it's, 9 o'clock at night. And the heat is still on 80, because people don't take the hint that, hey, you don't have to be that hot. Turn it back off. Don't turn it back on. Yeah. In the meantime, that's how it looks. And then this last one, which will be the personal beads, because as you notice, it's very, very thin. Because it's the last piece. So that was lucky. And this little teeny slither is going to be a little fat piece for sample or whatever. So This has been People Serving on Twitter and YouTube, people elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com. My soaps, Purple Butterfly soaps, can be located at people.etsy.com. And my t-shirt designs, purplebutterfly-people.gmail.com. Y'all stay blessed and stay tuned. Bye now.